Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my very first sketch with me. So yeah, this is going to be a sketch with me. I'm breaking in this new little mini sketchbook and I really like it so far, but I'm also going to be talking about 15 things that inspire me. So yeah, let's get into it. So number one, vinyl figurines. So I've had an obsession with vinyl figurines. I have my own little collection, and lately I've actually started the obsession with vintage Japanese toys. I love the design and the bright, wild colors. There's an anime store in Little Rock called Otaku Takeout, and I always have to get a little figure to add to my small but growing collection. Two is old 90s clown imagery, figurines, cakes, lamps, etc. Anything that looks borderline cursed. But I remember walking through the grocery store as a child and seeing those clown sheet cakes with the fake balloons on them and always thinking they look so cute and delicious. I don't really include clowns in my art, but I love how fun they are and how they can be kinda creepy. I mean, there's a reason people have a phobia of them. Three is vintage cake decorating. I found this Wilton cake decorating book from a thrift store and I instantly fell in love. It was published in the 70s, I think. It's actually super helpful and there are some piping techniques that I've never even seen before. But some of the designs are just so wacky and zany and weird and I honestly live for it. I would love to do a video where I recreate something from this book. If you didn't already know, I've been decorating cakes for like over 6 years now and it's been a complicated relationship, but I think I finally realized that I enjoy it the most when it's not a job. That kind of applies to most things though. Number four, horror movie practical effects. Movies like The Thing and Hellraiser, when I see a really bizarre body horror scene, I always think, I wonder what they used to make that. But some of the effects are so gross and weird and creative. Another good one is The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, Burger. Oh man, I should do a sketchbook spread of just that movie, but anyway, I specifically love older horror movies because since they were shot on film, the reflections of light would sort of bloom, and that would make the effects look even cooler. Five, fungi, mushrooms, all that jazz. They just look really cool and they do so much for this planet. My favorites would probably have to be Bleeding Tooth, Veiled Lady, Lactarius Indigo, Pink Oyster, and Inky Cat, but there's a lot of cool ones. Number six is alternative fashion, jewelry, nails, etc. I love how wild fashion can get. The combination of different textures and different finishes, sleek and furry, matte and glossy. I definitely went through a phase where I would put like a cool necklace on every animal in my paintings. I might revisit that, but it was really fun. I actually still really love giving animals human-like characteristics, but I guess just in a different way now. Seven is fairies and other fantasy. I just love how there is not a limit with fantasy. I mean, you have like your base of characteristics of what makes that character what it is, but other than that, you can always just interpret it the way you want. You can even create your own character that wouldn't exist in the real world, and I love that. 8 is folklore, specifically the Lore podcast. If you were ever curious about the history of common folklore, then I highly recommend this podcast. It's eerie, educational, entertaining, and it even brought me to tears at times with how beautiful it is. 9, art books / magazines. I've mentioned these in my favorite art books video, but I love Color and Light by James Gurney, and honestly just his whole YouTube channel. Not only is this book informative, but the art in it is just stunning. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube mention this book. I also really love the Sketching from Imagination series. I have the Dark Arts one and the Creatures and Monsters one. 10, animals and facts about animals. I really especially love like the more misunderstood animals like rats, bats, possums. I mean, you get it. Number 11 is hiking / being in nature. I love a good hike. When I'm out and I see a really cool shaped tree, I can imagine different characters and that could spark something in me. One of my goals is to bring my paint materials outside and do a plein air painting. I'm super excited for that. That's actually on my 2025 bingo card. 12 is music. I love all types of music. Without it, I wouldn't have the energy that I need to paint and stay consistent. That and YouTube is kind of what fuels me along with caffeine. But I love musicians / bands, artists like Crumb, Grizzly Bear, Modest Mouse, Black Moth Super Rainbow, Aesop Rock. I also love Archspire, Bill Murray volumes, and that's just to name a few. There is so much more music that I enjoy, and it's an ever-evolving list. I love it when music can make me feel warm or give me a fuzzy feeling in my head, stuff that's really good for when it rains or your anxiety is high that day. But I also really love feeling stimulated by music. Number 13 is animation. I really love animation like Arietti, The Wild Robot, Felix Colgrave on YouTube, Godetame, Bee and Puppy Cat. Bee and Puppy Cat is actually one that my stepdaughter got me into, and I always love watching it with her. The feeling I get from listening to lo-fi is like the same feeling I get from watching this show. 14, bugs. I love bugs and I think they look so cool. Some bugs sort of creep me out if I were to see them in person, but I can admire them from afar. The velvet worm and Japanese emperor caterpillar are two that I can think of that are just so adorable. Oh my god. Snails are mollusks, not... How do you say that word? Mollusks? Snails are mollusks? Oh my god. They're not insects, but I do really love snails. Number 15, the last one I'm going to talk about, video games. I grew up playing, of course, Donkey Kong, Super Mario, Mario Paint, Battletoads, and I just have always loved how imaginative they were, and they were so fun. And I was also obsessed with the game Cameo that came out in 2005 on the Xbox 360. I think it really started my love for fantasy and fairies. Please, somebody tell me that they've played Cameo. I don't know anybody who has played it. So yeah, those are 15 things that inspire me. Thank you for watching this video. If the voiceover ends up being shorter than the rest of the video, then goodbye, and I hope you like the rest of it.